Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pinned civilian deaths on Hamas and urged world leaders not to condemn Israel. Netanyahu warned Hamas crimes in Gaza today will tomorrow be committed in Paris, New York, and everywhere around the world. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said more should be done to protect civilian lives and provide humanitarian assistance in the war-torn enclave. The White House has welcomed Israel's plan to begin daily 4-hour military pauses. Here in the U.S., tensions are running high as protests spread. Christina Ruffini has more from the White House. Christina, good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. Well, after a diplomatic marathon, Secretary Blinken touched down back in Washington only a few hours ago, just before 5 a.m. this morning. But his work is far from over.
Far too many Palestinians have been killed. Far too many have suffered.
Visiting his 8th country in 9 days, Secretary of State Blinken told reporters in India that Israel needs to do more to protect civilians.
We want to do everything possible to prevent harm to them and to maximize the assistance that gets to them.
Under pressure from the Biden administration, the Israeli government has agreed to humanitarian pauses, set 4-hour breaks in the conflict to help civilians.
This breathing space and time for people to get out should help alleviate some of the anxiety.
National Security spokesperson John Kirby said it could also help facilitate the return of hostages still held by Hamas.
You're going to need some sort of safe passage to get them from where they're being held.
But after these intermissions, the conflict will continue. While in the U.S., tensions are running high.
Israel bombs, USA paid. How many kids did you kill today?
From Boston to Atlanta.
Free Palestine! Free! Free Palestine!
And California, where earlier this week a 69-year-old Jewish man was killed following an altercation during dueling demonstrations.
It's a very difficult time to see what has happened, particularly to innocent civilians.
Vice President Harris was asked about the protests yesterday at an event honoring veterans.
Not to mention what it means in our own country in terms of long-standing issues with anti-Semitism, which has been on the rise and even before this happened, Islamophobia, and other forms of hate against people just simply based on who they are or how they pray.
The next question, it's becoming an increasingly uncertain one, is who will govern Gaza if Israel manages to remove Hamas. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who has semi-autonomy over the territories in the West Bank, is deeply unpopular and has already said he will not be returning to Gaza on top of an Israeli tank. Nancy?
Christina, thank you.